Hello Capricorn, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Capricorn is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Capricorn, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And Hanged Man. Interesting way to begin. I feel, Capricorn, that you're somebody who has, I feel like sometimes you've had to turn your light down, right? I feel like you're the kind of person that will do what it takes to keep things in harmony, right? You're kind of a fixer in that way. But I feel like maybe this is something from your past, or maybe it's something that's going on now, but I feel like there's this tendency to kind of dim our shine, to veil our light a little bit, okay? So I wonder if you're in a situation maybe where you are feeling as if you have to kind of alter who you are, change who you are a little bit, or if you have been sacrificing things that you really want, that you really need, parts of yourself or aspirations, goals, dreams, sacrificing some of those things in order to keep something going, or to keep the harmony, keep the peace, or in order to help somebody else, maybe. You know, I feel like you're a very helpful person. I feel like you would give the shirt off your back to someone if they needed it. But I think only if they asked, right? And so I kind of feel like somebody has asked you to do something like that, or you feel in some way that somebody needs you to do this, and it might as well have asked you. But it's kind of put you in a weird position. And I think it's making you feel as if you're not progressing on your goals, hopes, dreams, aspirations, and wishes and things, because you are devoting that energy to somebody else. I also feel that when you were a kid, you were, I don't know, parents or something like that, grandparents maybe, they told you to turn it down. They told you to not be so loud. They told you to not make yourself stand out. I feel like you were always encouraged to be in the background, and not really make yourself, visible, or to veil your light, to turn your light down. And I wonder if this is even kind of taking place in other areas of your life, in friendships, in work situations where you got the right answer, you know what you need to do, you want to speak up and say it, but there's something, maybe it's that, dad's voice or something from years ago that's saying, your place is in the background. It's not your place to stand up and speak up and all this kind of stuff. And so I wonder if you've been noticing more that you've been doing that you've been holding yourself back, where you really want to jump in and you really want to raise your hand, or you really want to speak up, but it's just kind of like a little bit of hesitation. Well, somebody else speaks up first while we're still kind of in that feeling of, maybe that past kind of energy, right? But I feel like right now you're giving your energy to something that is not necessarily for you. Yeah. Let's see what's going on here. We'll do some more cards. On top of that, we've got the Six of Wands. So I feel as if we're starting to realize this, and we're starting to say, you know what, I'm fucking, excuse me. Oh gosh, I apologize. I usually try to regulate my my language here, both in my personal life and in obviously my professional life. I try to avoid cursing. I don't know if this video is even going to make it on YouTube now. I apologize for that. I think it goes to show that sometimes there's a time and a place for these things, right? It's all about context. And that kind of threw me off a little bit. Sorry about that. The Six of Wands, though. I feel like sometimes we need to do that. Sometimes, I mean, this is Jupiter in Leo. Sometimes it's saying, look, you've got to expand. You've got to shine your light brighter. Sometimes we have to stand up and drop an F-bomb, on our show. We can't always be delicate. We can't always be considering everybody else's feelings before our own. And I think the Hanged Man is a lot of that. I feel like we're kind of that silent sufferer. And sometimes we've just got to stand up and say what we need. Say what we mean, be direct. Drop the F-bomb when we've got to. Sometimes, I mean, there's a time and a place for everything. It's all about context. Okay? Maybe we need a little bit more context in this situation to see what this Six of Wands really is. But this is you standing up for yourself. Again, Jupiter in Leo, this expansive light. Right? You have to raise your head up as this confident, roaring lion and kind of demand something here. We're not turning our light down. We're cranking it up. Okay? Let's keep going with this. I apologize for that. This is a family show. There we go. 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles. Your dream life. Your picture-perfect life. Your best life. It's down beneath the surface. It's veiled, right? These are your hopes and dreams and wishes and goals and aspirations. These are all the things that you want in life. I feel like we've been pushing them down. Maybe tomorrow, maybe later. I can't do it, and maybe not right now. Right? And we're ready to really say, F that, Now I want you to get out a sheet of paper, get out your pencil, draw the picture of your best life. What is it that you want? What is it that you wish you were pursuing right now? Yeah. And we're not blaming other people. We're not saying it's anybody else's fault. Ultimately, it all comes back to us and our choices. If we're dimming our light, we're dimming our light. Right? Nobody's found the knob and has turned it down for us. We're doing that. Right? We're putting ourselves in that position, and maybe you're sacrificing yourself for other people, to take care of other people, or to contribute to contribute to some success elsewhere. But there's something that you wish for. There's something you want that's down here beneath the surface. This 10 of Pentacles, your best life. Now, I don't know if this means that we're living for somebody else, or we're helping somebody else pursue their goals rather than our own. Or if we're realizing that this situation we're in, or this partnership, or this group, or this relationship has become a little one-sided. That everything is about the other person, not enough is about us, about you. Right? And maybe it's something simple as in your friends, your best friend, always doing what they want. They pick the movie. They pick the restaurant, They're the one that are all kind of leading the way all the time. And you're done with that, I think. It could be a partnership, could be a family thing. We need a few more cards, but you've got dreams, goals, and hopes and wishes of your own. You've got this picture of your best life. And I think we really, I do. I say it kind of, metaphorically or rhetorically or whatever, but I ask you, what is your best life? What is this picture? And maybe you should draw it. Or, I don't know. I mean, I can't draw. Mine would be stick figures. Or we paint a picture. We take a picture. We clip something out of a magazine. You make a top 10 list. Whatever it is, you find out what your goals are. Right? And you nail that thing to the wall. You fold it up and keep it in your pocket. Make a talisman out of it. You keep that in your mind and in your heart. And it is motivation. It doesn't need to be underneath the surface anymore. Past position. And we've got the Death card. This is a long-term thing for you. I feel like this is something that you've been enduring for a while. I feel like it definitely goes back to kind of a childhood thing, maybe to the way we were raised. I feel like there's a connection with Greece here for you. I don't know why I'm feeling Greece here, but I don't know if that has anything to do with where you've been. It's just kind of a random thing that came up. This is a turning point, though. Okay, this is something that's slowly been happening, but I feel like this is the last straw. With the death card, it's a slow, gradual thing. It's almost as if we're a frog in the boiling water and someone's just slowly turning up the heat, and we don't really realize it until we realize it, right? So this is a situation I think's been developing for a long time, but we're just now kind of saying, wait a minute. And then we're dropping that F-bomb, right? But I feel like there may even have been the reason why we're here, right? Maybe some sort of a loss, some sort of a separation that we have then stepped in or stepped up, maybe to care for somebody, maybe to be there for somebody who has had a loss. Okay? The death card doesn't usually mean death. This is the process of change, right? So I think there has been a lot of changes in the last while for you. But I feel specifically that this is us helping somebody else deal with changes that are happening in their life. Okay? That somebody else is going through a lot, and so we're always there for them. But who's there for you? Right? Is it one-sided? Is it that this other person, or maybe it's a group, maybe it's the company, maybe it's whatever. Is this other thing always going through something, and you always are there for them? Okay, and then where do we draw the line on that? Where do we say, okay, I have to put a stop to this, because if you're always going through some kind of an issue, or you're upset about something, and I'm always having to be there for you, eventually it starts to interfere with my life and my plans and my goals and hopes and dreams and wishes and aspirations. So there's a point where it becomes detrimental to you to continue that process, to continue being in this hanged man position, which I think is in some ways putting your stuff on hold, putting your 10 of Pentacles on hold in order to be there to lift somebody up, to raise their spirits, or to just be company for them, a companion for them, or maybe even be a caregiver for them or something like that. Okay? Let's see what's up above everything here. Maybe this is what we are. What are the aspirations? What are we kind of consciously aware of right now? The Seven of Swords, the difficulty. I think exactly what we were talking about. You have these plans and these goals and hopes and wishes. You have this Ace of Swords that you want this path that you want to travel. But then it seems like every time we get started on our own path, there's that other energy that needs something from us, whether it's a person, a place, a thing, a pet, a plant, I don't know. It could be the company you work for, the boss, or, whatever it is. Every time you seem to get started on your own stuff, you're needed somewhere else to take care of somebody else, to be there for them, or to help them, to cheer them up, to console them, right? And so it kind of goes back to this dimming of our own light. That, you turn down your light in order for somebody else to brighten theirs up. And in some ways, this is even kind of like that, right? You turn your light down to make somebody else appear brighter. Does that make sense? And so in some ways, this is you holding back your potential so somebody else can really look like the star or the sun, And it could be happening at the workplace, right? That somebody else is maybe taking credit for things that we're doing. Somebody else is, kind of like, it almost feels like somebody's kind of looking at your answers on your test, and then they're getting the praise and the accolades for doing a good job. But hey, no, that was you, Or you're in a group project. You're the one that has all the information. You're the one doing all the work. You've got all the creativity, but somebody else is kind of claiming it as their own, right? And so I feel like there's a difficulty here. What do we do with that? How do we deal with that without just standing up and dropping an F-bomb, right? There's got to be a way. There's got to be a better way. I feel like this is something that you aren't really optimistic about a polite conversation. I kind of wonder if it's time to stand up and drop the F-bomb. Maybe you've already tried the conversation and it didn't go anywhere. So there's a communication blockage, but so next card. Prince of Pentacles, the builder. This is what we're looking forward to. And I think that if we accept this path this way, because we kind of see that this way can't continue. Okay, that we're not able to continue sacrificing our best life, our goals, our idea of success and prosperity and all that stuff. We're not ready to continue that. We're not able to continue that, but nor can we have this conversation and make things work out. You know, maybe there's no idea of compromise here, because we've tried to, and it feels like every time we start on our stuff, we're needed, we're getting a phone call or whatever it is. So maybe the only way is to really stand up and increase our light, turn our light all the way up, right? Expand our confidence. Again, Jupiter in Leo, this confident Leo energy that just grows brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter, right? Maybe people think you're just a little tiny star. Well, then you're kind of revealing your true self here. You're letting your full brightness shine, you know? And to me, this is an assertiveness. This is an empowered energy. And it may even kind of require or necessitate a letting go of something here, right? A consciously turning that hanged man upside down. Now it's in an attitude of victory. We're emerging from this. I'm not sinking down. I'm not dimming my light. I'm not going into the background. No, now I'm putting myself in the foreground because you know what? You deserve it. And that's the way you make progress toward this earth energy, this Ten of Pentacles. Now you're building your best life. And it's kind of like, it's never too late to start building your best life. The best time to build your best life is yesterday. If you couldn't do it yesterday, today is the best time to do it. Okay? And that's what we see here. We're getting started now. And whatever these delays were, whatever this other energy is, if you're caring for somebody or you just have this kind of, I don't know if it's a friendship or a relationship that's just kind of draining or even toxic, right? That we're focused on building our own life. And it may seem selfish and it may seem cold-hearted, but, F-bomb, right? Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. And this is just going to go right here. We're going to put Frankenduck right there on top. Now, I don't like Frankenduck. I want a different name for that toy. If you have an idea, put that in the comments. If you have a prediction for the card, put it in the comments. All right. We're going to talk about the path of the serpent now. Where is all this going to be taking us? And as we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free. It doesn't cost anything, and it really does help out the channel, and honestly, the channel needs some help. This is the point in the public broadcast where we ask for your donations and we ask for your help and support. Viewers like you is what keeps this channel going. And really just subscribe, leave a comment, hit the like button, watch your other placements, watch all of the readings. I think that, we all have the entire zodiac in our astrological makeup. So really you could watch every single reading that I ever do. And I would appreciate that. But anyway, enough about that. Let's talk about the path of the serpent and the general energy. We got that Queen of Cups. It could even be with these two cards here that we don't even know what we want anymore. That this has been kind of going on for a while, that now I don't know where my desires start and where yours end, right? And so with this kind of gradual situation, right? This was a situation with this death card that it just slowly started happening over time, started getting more and more and more and more and more. And it was so subtle that we couldn't really perceive it at the time, except when we notice where we are now and we notice where it was before, that suddenly now, this is like all day, every day. It used to be every once in a while. Now suddenly, like, now I'm here every day. Maybe it's like a boss that just needs you to work overtime or to take extra projects or work through your lunch break or something like that. Maybe it started out once in a while, but give somebody an inch, they take a mile. They don't take the mile all at once. They just take another inch and another and another and another. See, if it's just a little bit at a time, we're not going to notice. If they took the whole mile at once, sure, I'd say, hey, no, I see what you're doing. But an inch at a time, I'm not going to notice that until it's become, a lot. So I feel like that's kind of what's going on. And I feel even with this water energy, with the feelings, the desires, the hopes, the wishes, and all that stuff, we almost are kind of in need of some identity here. We need to draw the picture of our best life. We need to expand this light with this Six of Wands. Because I think otherwise we don't really know who we are or what we want. So that's the work of this fire and earth here with the Six of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. I really want you to do that. And even if you just do it in your head, or maybe you do it, out loud or something, or maybe you actually do draw or write a list or write in your journal or something. Figure out who you are, why you're here, right? Figure out what your Ten of Pentacles is, and start building it. Because I feel like when we get so far down into our unconscious, we start to blend with everybody else. It's the very bottom of the pool where everybody's swimming together. Okay, and so a little bit higher towards the surface, that's our own personal desires, hopes, and wishes. But then we get way far down, and it really just starts to blend with everybody else. It's kind of that collective unconscious kind of idea. And I wonder if sometimes we're conflating somebody else's dreams and desires and their needs with our own. What do you need, Capricorn? What do you need? This card's about emotional transparency, about emotional honesty, emotional intelligence, right? In the environment, we've got the Hierophant. Hierophant in the environment, these two are both Taurus energies. It could be a Taurus person in your life. I feel like this is that fixed earth energy. This is that builder energy. This is perhaps understanding what is sacred to you and pursuing it. This is, sometimes this is like the establishment of dogma or doctrine, right? So I kind of feel like this is you setting new rules for yourself, setting new boundaries for yourself, and really write this stuff down in your journal. I feel like you're big on journaling. Make sure you write these things down now so that we don't slowly, inch by inch, get back to where we were. Okay? So this is the establishment of this kind of, it's a hard line, hard boundary. And I think we have to write this down. We have to leave reminders for ourselves. What we could do on our phones is put some reminders in, type some stuff out, and just set the reminder for a random day, 57 days and 6 hours into the future or something like that, right? Just random reminders to give you these kind of affirmations, this kind of encouragement, just really the reminders of your own rules that you're making now. Because you make these rules now, because later, when somebody is trying to get you to do something or asking you to do something, you might just say, well, okay, But if we have these rules firmly in place, we know, and we're establishing them now when we have this very sober outlook. Because when we're in the middle of the mess again, it's not going to be as easy, right? And so I think this is a very important step for us. We set the boundaries now rather than trying to establish them in the heat of the moment. Does that make sense? And I think this is a very good card. We've got the double Taurus energy here. It's very interesting. Maybe you should watch the Taurus reading. I think that's what this is telling you. In the position of the difficulty is the Eight of Cups. And yeah, the difficulty is, well, glass half full, glass half empty. It's a situation where all of the water energy is kind of, oh, sorry, Kelly. And sorry, Mr. Ed. Where all of the water energy is draining out of a situation. So in some ways, this is us feeling bad that we are pulling our energy back from someone or some situation. You're a kind person, Capricorn. You're very kind. And you don't like hurting people's feelings. You don't like disappointing people, right? I think this goes back to our childhood too. And so you almost feel guilty for taking what you need, for asking for what you need, for standing up and dropping the F-bomb to get what you need. It almost makes you feel guilty, or you're the person that when you're pushed to the limit and you have to stand up and yell, afterwards, you're like, I'm so sorry I did that. That's not me. I don't know what came over me, right? But it's good that you do that. It's good that you find your voice and use your voice and find your confidence, find your, Jupiter in Leo energy. Maybe even watch the Leo reading. Because we are going to eventually disappoint somebody. Anytime you do something for yourself, there will be people in your life that don't like that. Those are not your people. Sometimes they are, and sometimes we have to be okay with them being disappointed or with them trying to make us feel guilty, right? There are some people in our lives that it's okay that they do that. I'm not going to hold it against them. They've got their own stuff going on. Everybody's human, right? But so we're not saying that we really have to cut everybody off who ever has an opinion about what we're doing, because then we'd have nobody in our lives, right? So we have to know that just because somebody is angry or upset or disappointed at what I'm doing doesn't mean that I'm doing anything wrong. It doesn't mean that they are toxic people. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with them. Everybody kind of wants to be able to live their happy life and pursue their happy life, pursue their best life, and build themselves up and make progress toward their purpose, there's not always going to be the harmony and resonance with everybody around us. It just doesn't work that way, right? And especially in this situation, I think if you start pulling back your energy or turning up your light or turning up your volume, somebody's not going to like that and going to try to tell you to veil your light, turn it down, keep it down a little bit, right? We try not to be moved by that. It's going to be hard sometimes to not just give in and say, okay, I'll do what you want. But we've got to do that for your own well-being. Yeah. That's the obstacle, I feel, in this situation. What is the final outcome here? The Tower. Breakthrough. I think this Tower is really a good thing. I feel like this is you really standing up and seeing the truth and being the truth. This is a real revelation of yourself. This is where you just you turn the volume up, you shine. Doesn't mean you have to get up and yell, right, or drop an F-bomb. Don't do that if it's not your nature. But this is you letting your nature out, being who you are, not having to conceal yourself behind a brick wall or behind a veil or whatever. This is you being authentically yourself. You're letting your Holy Spirit out, right? You're opening your eyes and you're opening your mouth. You're using your voice. You're asking for what you want. You're demanding what you want. You know what you need, okay? And you're ready to make changes if you need to, okay? It's kind of, too, with the death card here. The death is that slow, gradual change. The Tower is the abrupt change. We're the frog in the boiling water, and it's getting hot. Well, the frog in the regular water, and it's slowly getting hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter until I can't take it anymore. I got to jump out. So we might have to do something rather abruptly or rather drastic, maybe. Right? But we have to be authentically ourselves. And I think this card is really the perfect outcome here. This is you with your eyes wide open and you're speaking your truth. And this is, the tower is coming down, and what is left underneath the rubble, and what's, as all these bricks fall away from this tower, what's left is your authentic creative spirit. It's the Ace of Wands that's inside of this. And right now that's been encased in this tower. And all those bricks fall away, and we're revealing that Ace of Wands, that determination, that inspiration, the assertiveness, the self-directed and empowered energy. Let's look at the mystery card. Maybe it'll be the Ace, right? Maybe it'll be an Ace of Wands. Either Ace of Wands or your power card, right? Devil energy. It's a power card for a reason. It is your sign. It's your card for a reason. Okay, that's what I'm going to predict. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. Let's see what we've got. Oh yeah, look at that. Devil energy, of course. So when this tower comes down, when you're breaking out of this crust, this brick wall around you, when you're breaking through this limitation, this enclosure, what is being revealed but your true self? Your devil energy, your drive, your ambition, your passion, the driving force in you. And no, not everybody's going to like it. You suddenly start asserting yourself, not everybody's going to like it. Okay? And that's okay. But this is you now climbing the mountain, pursuing your goals, building your best life, doing it alone if you have to. We'd prefer not to. But if it happens that way, so be it. Okay? And I think with this, we have to see, this is a lot of fire and earth energy here, a lot of major arcana, a lot of fire, a lot of earth. We have to be careful with this devil energy, because sometimes we can get too wrapped up in our own driving force, our own ambition, our own ascent up the mountain of our lives, that we might kind of reject or ignore or push away those that truly are our people. Okay? So with all of this very fiery energy, we still want some of this soft, tender water energy. We still want to be able to recognize the nourishment when we see it and the love when we see it. We don't want to get too wrapped up in this very individualistic, very isolated devil energy. You need your Cancer energy too, and I've been saying this to you a lot. We still have to invoke that Cancer energy for you. Watch the Cancer reading again. We don't want to go full bore devil energy. We got to have a little bit of that tenderness too. But for you right now, I think this self-assertive energy is what you need. All right. And we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, there should be a link up top. There's one down below. New readings for Capricorn every Thursday and Sunday. This is a bonus reading. I feel like you need this right now. All right. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. Doesn't cost anything. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from, especially if this is your first time here. I would love to hear from you. Welcome. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.